Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tom Cullen from Silversmith Productions on this very nice hot day. And today we're going to see our new video of our interview with the Shady Bunch. Speaking of which, I really ought to get some shape myself soon. So, if you would like, you guys can see the video, and more videos like this are coming out. And also, if you want, you can look us up on our social medias like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. And stay tuned for some more awesome content. And just to clarify, we made sure we did this all on Zoom. So, yeah. Hope to see you soon, and rock on.
So yeah, why don't you introduce yourselves and what role you play in the band?
So I'm Adam, and I play the guitar.
I'm Will. I do drums and in the band, the Shady Bunch.
I am Thomas, and I sing, songwrite, and play bass.
How did you guys form the Shady Bunch?
Thomas and I were in a band with a different drummer, and Will was in a band with a different guitarist and bass player. And then eventually we joined bands as like a 5-piece, and now we're down to 3.
What was the recording process like with your album?
The laser snail one? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that one, we are definitely a band on a budget. So we just kind of went into the studio. We had our songs prepared, but we didn't really do anything in terms of like pre-production. We just had the songs about ready to go, and we performed them live a few times. And our goal was to just rip as many songs in the studio and get as many recorded as possible, so we could get as much music out online as we possibly could, just to like get our stuff out there so people can actually like, if they like us live, they can actually look into us and see if they really like our stuff. So, yeah. And Adam would just rip half improvised solos over every song, and you know, it was a good time, but it was a grind to get all of those songs done.
Wasn't a very like planned out, like pressure-filled studio. It was more like, let's just do as much as we can and have fun with it.
How do you all manage to motivate yourselves to continue making music during this quarantine?
The quarantine's like given me a lot of time to like play guitar. Like you come up with new ideas, and it's like we usually play a show like once a month ish. And it's like not being able to do that makes you want to do it even more. So it's like constantly like coming up with new ideas, and like because we can't really practice either, it's like you really look forward to being able to do that. So that really motivates you. And it's like, even like, since there's not a lot to do, I've been listening to like a bunch of old like records I haven't listened to in a long time.
Especially the White Album.
Yeah, the Beatles' White Album. It's so good. But it's just gives you a lot of like ideas of what you want to do. I guess it's like a lot of time to like plan and think about what you want to do as a band.
So what advice would you give to someone who can't handle long periods of self-isolation?
Throw back a few of these and pray.
Things will get better, you know?
How has the quarantine affected your music?
Well, the thing about quarantine, it's like it hasn't really impacted our music too much yet, but we won't really see the effects until when quarantine is over, when we get to actually practice again as a band.
Yeah.
So we can't really get together right now, so we're kind of losing just time to like figure stuff out with that. But we are getting to like, we're all like we all have time to like write songs now and figure that stuff out, but all those songs are, until we actually put them in the band room, are just kind of ideas. So we won't really know how our music is being affected by the quarantine until after the quarantine is over.
What do you miss most about having shows?
Meeting all of the other bands. That's like my favorite part, just talking to people after, before, during our set time. And just like getting in contact with a lot of these bands that are in the same spot as you are. You just trade contacts, so if like a show ever comes up, you like tell the bands that are your friends, and it's like it's a real community based sort of thing that we got going in London here, and I really miss meeting with these guys that are in other bands that are like some of my coolest friends.
For me, at least shows are like, it's more than just a show, because it's like we load up the car together, drive around, you know, like load in and stuff. So it's a lot more than just actually being on stage.
Will, how do you feel?
I guess the just met like going up there and just playing in front of people. That's probably the biggest part that you kind of miss of it, and you just want to go back and just want this to be over with, and so you can go back up there and start playing.
We were on a roll with getting these new songs before quarantine too, so that was kind of disappointing.
What was the reception like for Beware the Laser Snail?
Oh man. I mean, everybody liked it. It wasn't like a huge album release thing. It was just like us recording and then telling our friends that we recorded. That's about the only hype that we did. And then we throw it on DistroKid, and it kind of just releases your music on a day that it just can. So you don't really get to choose a release date, so you can hype it up that way either. But I mean, I've really only heard like good things about it. People like it. My friends like it. My parents love it. My dad listens to it all the time, and I think that's where like half of our money comes from Spotify listens. So, but yeah, it was overall reception was good for how big we were. We were kind of expecting it to just be, you know, just music for people to listen to that actually know us, right?
What was playing at Norma Jean's like?
Yeah, Norma Jean's was great because it was like most of the shows we did, it was like pretty easy for like small bands to get into those shows. So it was a lot of people in like the same place as us, like as a band who were playing. So there's just like, you make a lot of great connections. Like I think we played with Road to Elysium like quite a bit there, and now we're like really good friends with pretty much everyone in that band.
What venues would you like to play at in the future?
I would love to play Rum Runners, because it's like the London Music Hall, but just the one step down. And me and Adam almost played there with another band, but something came up and we couldn't actually do it. And man, it just felt so bad, because I've gone to so many shows at London Music Hall and Rum Runners. It's like, man, just I want to play there next. And I mean, like, we've played Call the Office, so we can scratch that off our list. And man, Call the Office it's freaking fun. Like, it's such a good venue, such a classic venue, and a staple for the underground sort of music scene in London. It's like, get a lot of those non-commercial bands getting in there. So yeah, I'd say Rum Runners, but I would like to play Call the Office again, because those shows are fun.
But also like to play Richmond Tavern, because we had a show booked there a while ago, and we didn't know beforehand, but they only accepted like nobody nobody under 19 could be there. And at the time, Thomas and I were 18, so we couldn't play. Now we're all 19, so I'd love to go back there. And also, like, out-of-town shows, I'd love to play something in Toronto. I feel like that would be cool.
What kind of gear do you use?
We don't have. Adam's got the most high-tech gear and probably the loudest and strongest stuff. So, Adam, why don't you give your rig rundown?
So I use this amp right here, which is a Crate GT 500H, and it's really loud and it's cool. And I use a bunch of pedals. Most of the time, it's like a boost into a fuzz, so it's like really disgusting, and a Les Paul. It's not crazy complicated, but like sounds really nice to me. I play this at shows sometimes, usually not. This fella. Oh,
Cool.
you always gotta have stickers on the back of your guitar. Yeah. On the album is mostly jazz masters through something. The Marshall they have at the Sugar Shack. I think it's like it's something super lead. I don't know if anybody's concerned about that.
Oh man, what drum kit?
It's a Westbury percussion white drum kit. Pretty basic kind of drum.
I just use, basic Ampeg amp, and then just distortion, and I got an EQ here to just boost every level so you can get more definition out of it. And the cool part about my bass rig is the bass that I use. It's a Epiphone viola bass. It's like the Paul McCartney sort of thing, and you don't see that often, so that's the cool part. But other than that, it's just basic distortion, EQ, and Ampeg.
What was your experience like at the Sugar Shack?
It was so fun. Seeing all of that gear that I can't afford. Oh man. Made me feel bad, but it also made me feel good that I was able to use it for so long.
And Kyle, the guy who did our album, Kyle Ashbourne, he's like the coolest guy to like work with ever.
Yeah, and his band is good too. Snacks? Yeah, gotta love him.
What music have you guys been listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of White Stripes recently.
Very gross sounding, dirty. Love it.
And Andrew Jihad Jackson. That guy knows how to write some good tunes.
What's your favorite song from the White Stripes?
Ooh, Black Math it's freaking sick. Red Rain is amazing. Hello Operator, I think, is my favorite White Stripes.
Do you think social media, concerts, or live interviews can help you boost your online following during this time?
I think it's the one thing that you can do that'll boost your online following, because you can't do much, but people seem to be loving these Facebook Live acoustic sets and all those live stream concerts. So they're trending pretty good. So I guess, it must be working, or no one would do it, right?
What are your influences?
Oh man, our first album sounds too much like Green Day sometimes, man.
For me, it's probably like Iron Maiden, a lot of heavy metal stuff, thrash metal, like Megadeth, Slayer, a little bit of Anthrax, just really everything, really. But like mainly it's a lot of fast-paced kind of stuff. Then there's some slow stuff like some Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, and even a little bit of like even a tiny bit of ABBA.
I like pretty much every kind of rock and most music that isn't. In terms of like what we do, into as a band, like Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, like bluesy, really sloppy, and like bleed all over the place type of stuff.
Quite literally.
But like, I feel like I'm kind of like halfway between Will and Thomas. Like I
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm not into it as much as Will and like Thomas with like the White Stripes and like some punk stuff. But I really like a lot of stuff, and even like I know me and Thomas more so than Will are really influenced by like local bands like Heart Attack Kids, D-Boy.
Or
Yeah. And I think it's more just because it's like these guys are like not super famous and they can also write like really great songs. So like why can't we do it?
What other bands would you recommend the fans checking out?
oh, Road to Elysium. Check out Road to Elysium. And D-Boy, it's another one. Heart Attack Kids. And if you haven't, check out The Dirty Nil. So those guys are like one of my favorite bands right now.
Oh yeah. No weaknesses.
Yeah. Dude, Master Volume is just like one of the greatest Canadian records I've heard in a while, man. Like every song on there, it totally slaps beyond belief.
What would you like to see happen after the quarantine is over to help your band?
$1 million producer finds us playing a cheap local show to 5 people in a band and just gives us a full ride deal for like a 5-album contract where we get access to high-tech studios in Hollywood.
I feel like maybe people will be more eager to go see bands that they've never listened to before now that like they haven't been able to for a while.
What are some ways people can support you guys while they're stuck at home?
Listen to our music. I mean, like, I love looking at our Spotify and all of our listening stats when they go up, because it's just like it's not much financial support, but it just makes us feel good, like we've actually done something that people really like. And I feel like it's just a good boost of spirits, because right now we don't really we don't really sell anything, so we can't do much financially, because we were just still in the planning stage of getting like t-shirts and more buttons and printing off more CDs, because we sold those. But yeah, the way to support us is just find our stuff and listen to it. We'd love for everybody out there to start listening to our stuff, because I think everyone will really like it.
Where can we find your guys online?
We are on Spotify, of course, Apple Music if you like music, Instagram, I think it's Shady Bunch, and
Yeah.
Facebook, if you type in the Shady Bunch, it should come up. We post memes and stuff about our upcoming shows and things of that nature.
Is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
Listen to our music. All right. Peace.
Peace.
See ya.